Damn StreamYard. We were not like this earlier, JT.
Okay.
We were not like this earlier, I don't think. Oh, God. Somebody else has contaminated my StreamYard. That's what's happened. I'm going to blame them for it. That's what happens when you get around with friends, and friends don't let friends play on StreamYard, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, let's see. Hey, God, like,
Friends don't let friends play at Michigan State anymore either, apparently.
God, I've now muted you. Here.
Oh, there we go.
Well, okay,
JT's the JT Kirk Sports Ball.
Exactly.
Show,
there you go. That works. Oh gosh, wow.
We're also going to chipmunk a little bit, and I've got a special guest with me this evening, Dad Been Walking 50.
Sorry, JT. Here, my wife has messed with this StreamYard somehow, and I swear, yes, I'm going to blame her, and she's not even here. But
well, that just means it's still your fault.
Yeah, it always is my fault. Here, we're just going to show no football screen behind us. I don't no. See, I like to show the football field behind us, but I don't know what the hell it did tonight. And I see no option. I've hit about every option known to man here.
Yeah.
And it's like
share something on stage, and maybe that'll shrinking us.
It's shrinking us. Shrinkage is an important issue in every man's life. So let's see. All right, there we go. All right, let's unshare. There we go.
See, there you go. That's why you have me here as a guest.
You're an IT expert. That's what does. Now go back to what worked. Undo.
I don't know if that was really an expert take or not, but
hey, it worked.
Got it done. It done.
Well, folks, we got a lot to get into tonight. We're shooting for 90 minutes to 2 hours in that range, but hey, you never know what happens. JT, how have you been doing lately before we get into stuff?
Hectic, tired. Apologies, could not be here last week, but sometime life happens, and glad to be here this evening.
Well, I'm glad you're here too, because since you were not here last week, one major event that happened in your life, like my get over it with Billy Napier, Brian Smelly was fired at LSU. Your thoughts on that?
Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
I know.
That's about all I have to say. Bless his heart.
Bless his heart, as we Southerners say. When a Southern woman looks at you and says, bless your heart, you better, something's going to happen on you very soon. But and also, we'll talk a little bit this week, I think, with Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze, the Auburn coach, finally got the axe. DJ Durkin, a former Florida assistant, is now interim head coach in Auburn. I mean, I wonder how many we thought Texas A&M is bad paying for two former coaches, Kevin Sumlin and Jumbo Fisher, but now Auburn, I wonder, they probably have Malzahn, Frenson. I wish Small Time Republic was here, and now Freeze. I mean, dude. I mean, I know. See, I get fired. I get no payout. I get maybe unused leave. You might have a go away package, but nobody has go away package like these damn head coaches.
Oh, I know. Yeah. They're talking about it at Michigan State, and John L. Smith is supposed to get $30 million.
Why do you call him John L. Smith? He's Jonathan Smith.
Well, because 3 coaches ago, we had a failure coach called John L. Smith. And so I shortened up Jonathan to John and gave him the L because he's a loser.
He's a loser. Gotcha. Well, so, I will take him back. I will take him gladly back at Oregon State. Either him or Ed or John Hummer. So everybody needs Hummer. You need Hummer. Him and Edge were on them. Go Tigers. All right. But anyway.
There we go.
Did you see that? I tweeted it out this week, the Hummer ad with Ed O.
I did, and I watched it. I know some people that used to work at that plant too. So
gosh,
that was kind of funny. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Tell them about it, JoJo. All right. Well, let's say hi to everybody we got here.
Look at HPs starting just as low as $32,000.
$33,000, and that's like in the 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah.
Golly, they might be 100,000 now. Speaking of that, the $100,000 mod out there, Legatus Legionites is here with us tonight. Hello, and gracing us with her presence again tonight. That's wonderful. From overseas, way too late at night, but howdy, JT, Dadman, folks.
Hello, Anna. Good to see you.
Great to see her and around.
Good to see you burning the midnight oil and then some.
And then, probably sitting here to, I'm going to get her to watch a football game one day. I watch her football too. We're going to do it one day. It will work out. But yes, exactly. I'm not opposed to soccer. You and I, we talked a little bit of world football a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know enough of how everything works to make it entertaining for a lot of people. Speaking about entertaining a lot of people, it's a great Buddy Hepburn. Howdy. Good to see you, buddy. How are you tonight? I hope you're doing well. Oh, God. Here we go. Leave the missus out of it. She's done something with this thing. And why the mixed match sizes, one an offensive lineman, the other a wide receiver. Well, you be the lineman. You're bigger than me on that one, JT. So, of course, I'm trying to click on the right one. I almost said click on the right woman, but click on the right buttons. Oh, God. Buddy, now. That's some bad juju blaming the missus. You know who's to blame when Florida loses the next game. Billy Napier. It's his fault. Then Legatus, what would these boys do without you? Anna, yes, ball. JT says hell, and all right, that's pretty much caught up to everything else. Folks, feel free to share the stream out and everything else. But I'm a little surprised in one regard though, JT. I figured you'd have a lot more to say about Brian Smelly being terminated.
I mean, we could all smell it coming for probably this whole season. And I didn't think his schedule was particularly conducive to it, right? So the only thing is which week it was I think really the bigger question. And I don't know, maybe he wins another couple games and loses another couple near the end of the season. He still gets fired. I mean, I just did not see a scenario short of him running the table where he was going to survive that. It just did not seem likely whatsoever. So,
well, one thing that I said from day one. Well, let's go back to this year. This year, a few weeks ago, when they had him and he was blaming the fans for being spoiled.
Oh yeah,
that's kiss of death right there.
That's when you know.
Yeah, that's kiss of death. That's dead man walking. Also, I
said, dead man. And not Dead Man Walking.
No, Dead Man Walking. Actually, the Dead Man, which was supposed to be my original name in Fortnite, but AIM could not call me Dead Man. She didn't want to be mean to me like that, so made me Dad Man. But if you look back at, I've said since day one, I never liked Billy Napier at Florida. He never fit in. He was from junior college level stuff. I know the smaller leagues, and I respect the smaller leagues, but he was not SEC worthy material. And even he got a $20 buyout when Hugh Freeze's buyout was only $15 million. And Hugh Freeze had success in the SEC. So thank you, Scott Strickland, who a lot of Gator fans want him gone too, but he brought in our basketball coach who won a national title last year. But I felt like one of the problems with and Chewy's here. Chewy, good to see you, buddy. And feel free, Chewy, if I'm wrong, you correct me, whatever you think, because I know you're an LSU fan expert over there. I thought the get Kelly hired in LSU was wrong. I didn't think he fit in culturally. As long as they won, they would accept him. But being from up north, the arrogant self, the way he carried himself,
there was no way.
I figured there's no way they would live with him for very long if he was not winning SEC championships or national championships or playoffs.
But they paid him accordingly. That's the other thing. Don't forget, they paid him to leave Notre Dame a lot of money. I mean, a huge increase. So, I mean, do you really feel sorry for him? I sure don't.
Nope. But it's just one of those things that it's like with Napier. I knew the first year watching him and the way he called off, I was like, this ain't going to work. This is not our university. And this little choir boy, schoolboy crap wouldn't work. See, I was pissed at my cousins and other Gator fans that wanted Mullen fired. I know Mullen kind of checked out. He did some things now, but you know what? The administration screwed him in 2020 when after the A&M game, he's like bitching up. So he was right. Those friggin' people, I look, say what you say about 2020 with a vid. I don't care. But when everybody's supposed to be half stadium and everybody spread out, and they friggin' let Texas A&M have a 3/4 full stadium, they're doing their little rubby back and forth hugging crap, and the game. And he goes out and says, you know what? Next Saturday, I want to see the swamp filled and us doing that. And his own school turned on him. You know what? I'd say to screw you to the school too. You know, they said he checked out. He didn't recruit, whatever. But you know what? He's a damn good offensive mind.
Yep.
You know, and we paid 4 years because a few people got mad because he couldn't recruit or he didn't do whatever. Well, look, you assholes, what we got. We got 4 years of a shite ball. A bad shite ball.
They should have not made any decisions.
We got, hey, JT, one more time.
Season.
One more time, JT. JT, one last time. Clap, clap, shift. Clap, clap,
there we go. There we go.
It's more like clap, clap, shit. Clap, clap, shit. Well, anyway.
The fact they did any decision making in 2020 was just bad on them.
Yeah, I mean, they held that against him, I think, for a couple years. And when he ran his mouth about it, he got on the wrong side of the administration, and I don't think he got over it. Yeah, his recruiting sucked and things like that. But like, hey, nowadays you don't need to recruit. You got transfer portal and NIL. And this Billy Napier situation shows you, and with all this stuff now, you do not need 4 years to make a program relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt and Texas Tech are two schools that I've heard as pointing out about the power of the NIL and the transfer portal. I mean, hell, look.
Arguably, maybe even in one, depending on how you want to make those cases.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Indiana's pretty much there too, and I don't even know how much they really transferred people around.
They did get the quarterback. Mendoza, the quarterback, came from California, so he did. Sorry, folks. I mean, hopefully no more Gator rants like that, but I did. It all runs together. But anyway. All right, we'll take a look at last week. There were some interesting games around the nation. We're going to we got big topics to talk about tonight. We're going to hit a few games and hit a few games for next week. But of course, number one, Ohio State hosted Penn State at it's the Horseshoe, right? So basically,
the shoe.
I thought Penn State came out. God,
you there?
I know. I keep getting distracted. The rushing leader in this game, guess what his name was?
I don't know. I don't
Bo
know. I was
Jackson.
trying to think of a diarrhea joke, but
Bo Jackson.
Okay.
Bo Jackson.
Sounds kind of Southern to me.
I guess he played for Ohio Hate probably, but Ohio Hate won 38-14. This game was 17-14 at the half, though. This game, I mean, Penn State came out. They looked like they were going to hold it together. They gave them they gave them a good run, at least for a half, and then Ohio State pulls away with 21 unanswered in the second half. I'm just the name Bo Jackson. I mean, folks, if you're too young to know Bo Jackson, that was the Just Do It guy, Auburn running back, baseball player, two-sport star. Let's see. Bo Jackson plays for Ohio State, 13 carries, 105 yards. But Julian Sand threw for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day for this. Like I said, it was 17-14 at the half. So give Penn State credit coming in for a game, a game that they were pretty much.
No head coach to speak of.
Yeah, and they were pretty much written off to begin with. I mean, so the fact that they made it a game was good. Let's see. All right, I can come back to Chewy. I'm going to come back to your response in just a little bit on that after we get through some of the games. Bo knows, yes. Deeple, hey, Deeple, your team kind of had a challenge for a half. Then they ran away.
Hey,
I didn't know Bo Jackson came out of retirement to play for you guys, Deeple. No, Bo Jackson, Ohio State games. Yeah, we're talking about your game. The first game you've had all year, well, other than Texas for a half. You guys play a lot of 1/2 games, so but it's good. But hey, but still, it's good to get a challenge with that. they responded. I mean, Ohio State played very well, I thought. Penn State did well in the first half and did the best that they could do with everything, and did a really, really good job for at least a half under an interim coach first game, and uh, pushed Ohio State a little bit. You need to get some. You need to have some testiness, and see, Deeple didn't like the first half. Exactly. I would have been hating on it too. So, and hey, Jess, good to see you, Jess.
Jess.
How are you doing? Thank you. Good to see you tonight, Jess. We probably will not be doing Mondays Fortnite for a bit because I've got some personal commitments with my mom coming up. So it's interesting to see. Chewy, yeah, we're going to talk about the playoff selection. The first came out tonight, and they included Memphis. Good on the American. Well, we'll see how that goes. We'll take a full look at the slate after we get through these games. Number 2, Indiana beat Maryland 55-10. Florida, Georgia, in the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Of course, they don't want to call it that anymore. Some controversy about whether it was a catch or not. I think it was a catch, but you know what? It didn't really matter at that point. Still, Florida, same problems and same that's happening, rearing its head. But still, I believe it's the first time in a while I've actually enjoyed watching a Florida football game because there were some boneheaded calls and having Lagway run sometimes, and sometimes they were him making the decision. I like if the team felt different. It felt like they were spreading out more. They felt like it wasn't just clap shit. It was like
maybe they were a little bit more motivated to try and do something else.
Yeah, it just was.
Perhaps.
And I will tell you this: if Billy Gonzalez got the head coaching job, I would not complain. Because he coached under Urban Meyer years ago. He's been an assistant in the program 20 years ago. I think he could do a decent job. I wouldn't give him a huge buyout, though. He's not proven anything. But if the Lane train doesn't work out, you can keep Franklin. You can keep Drinkwitz from. It's either Lane or I'll take Dabo if Clemson wants to reject him, throw him off. But Florida needs a coach with an edge that's got some bite in him. So, by the way, Jess says the Christmas popcorn tins are already out. Yes, I walked into Sam's Club. I walked into Sam's Club, and there's like a friggin' full Christmas light display on. So, and Deeple said he wanted to stop by for a quick moment. Time change is messing with him. Deeple, have you had a chance to see the projected playoffs? If you have, go ahead and put a comment, and I'll start to come back to it later than when you can. And Jess is good. All right. So, I
did take one of those popcorn tins one year, and I bought the U of M one, and then I used the tin to as a waste can or the kitty basket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where you put all your U of M stuff right there.
Well, kind of like here, me, you, Georgia, and then of course I got one kid that chose them from birth and rebelled on me, my youngest. My oldest ends up in a doctoral school up there. And it actually willingly cheers for Georgia. But then again, this is one proud dad that they earned it, got the money, and it's not $400,000 in debt for what they're doing. So hey, I'll be a bulldog for that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And see, here's what Chewy is saying here. Florida did show fight against Georgia. Napier really held the team back. And maybe also, and definitely the play calling. This is the first time he was not calling play calls. They moved somebody upstairs to call the plays. Steve Spurrier Jr. was added to the coaching staff to coach the quarterbacks during the game. So, interesting was Vandy, Texas, because Longhorns outside knocks Vandy off, moved up. Thanks, Miami and Georgia Tech taking losses. As for the game, Texas pass defense is real suspect. Even if you saw Vandy's final drive made it close, though, it could have been a 10-point win. Yeah, we're going to talk about that game. I have a few comments on that in just a second. But in terms of Florida, Georgia, this is a game, like I said, I got people I want to watch this game with one time, and the history of this, I would like to talk about and show it. But you know what? Some of the greatest calls out of the Florida Georgia game. Yeah, Larry Munson with oh my God, run, Lindsey, run. You know, the call that he had, and I broke this chair, this steel metal chair. He was great. Larry Munson was, he was a Georgia announcer, but he was a classic icon, not like the Gators, Mick Huber. Oh my! The guy, all he could say was, oh my. Like, find a new line. At least Larry Munson, it was like Harry Carey. You never knew what came out. You know? I broke this chair, this metal steel chair. Like metal steel chairs, you know, and then of course against Tennessee when they scored a touchdown with a few seconds left, we stepped on their face, we crushed their face with a hobnail boot. That's what makes it. Yeah, you know. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm all over the place tonight. But anyway, any other thoughts about this game? I agree with Chewy that Florida had some fight, still missing some things. I don't think Lagway's healthy. I think that's evident. And I think he's not a confident quarterback. He made some overthrows, and he should not be running. Now, he did have a good draw where he got 20 yards once because they vacated the middle of the field. There were some good things, but then again, you know, still, I think some 4th and 1, don't jumbo. Don't bring everybody in like a friggin' rugby scrum and try to run it right where everybody's lined up.
Unless you know you're going to do it.
Just spread them out, run it, or throw it. Anyway, but that 4th and 1, of course, another case of, I agree with going for it, but looking back, it's like, take the points.
I'm a fan of the jumbo. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think if you have a dominant line going into that, no issue.
But see, the problem I have is when they can tighten up the defense and pile 10 men in there, and I don't like it because anybody can defend that. But, you know.
Not everybody. I mean, there's a lot of teams with the garbage.
Yeah, but Georgia, I respect Georgia enough to not run that against them.
Oh, well, yeah.
And, of course, Georgia moves down, ends up going to Stockton for Georgia, throws for 223 yards in the winning effort. Georgia remains in the SEC and national playoff picture. So, speaking of a game that was kind of close at one point, South Carolina went on the road to Ole Miss and actually had a lead in this game really early on, but the Lane train moves on 30-14 over South Carolina. Watch for Shane Beamer to be on a hot seat. He was 2 years ago, had a magical year last year, and I think it was Chewy and I were talking about this kind of in a chat thing, is that, or somebody said, and I agree with it, you know, if Shane Beamer, he needs to go to Virginia Tech if they want to continue the Beamer line up there. But this week, the talk I've been hearing is James Franklin at Virginia Tech. So we'll see what happens.
I heard that, and then I saw something that says he was blocked from that too.
Huh.
Yeah. Like they said that he was favored to go there, and then I saw something right after that said that he couldn't go there. I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Just that's the thing at this point. It's rumors. It's just rumors, and you.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you go with it. You know, and just you wait and see how much stuff is true, how much ends up true, and how much was never true to begin with. It's like high tech spying. You know, with all the rumors and all.
The real thing is, I mean, there's 8 Power 4 teams looking for a head coach, and there's still leg left, you know, there's still room left in the season for more. So if you haven't already fired your coach yet, do you stick it out another year? There
are many about to be fired, we can see. And Chewy's curious if LSU, Alabama, look, if Florida can show a fight, the Gators came up short. Hope Tigers can show fight against the Tide, and with how the culture changed behind the scenes, I wonder if it will translate on the field. Plus, it has another weekend with a few more firings to give or take. Hey, it's our BYU fan. Yay, Sam. Listening and editing. Oh, man. Sounds like fun. All right, but hey, Sam, always great to have you with us tonight. And, you know, it was a quiet week in this house last weekend without watching a BYU game. You guys, that was so awesome. All right. So moving on. Georgia Tech was upset. There were people that had called this game. I'm a bit shocked. Georgia Tech,
Mhm.
8th ranked Yellow Jackets go down on the road, even though Haynes King threw for 408 yards, which tells me they were in trouble that when they have to throw the ball that much. But North Carolina State wins 48-36. We had a lot of points this weekend. It really was interesting. The games that had some offensive explosion. Like Chewy had mentioned earlier, the Vanderbilt-Texas game, 9th ranked Vanderbilt goes on the road, loses at 20th ranked Texas. Texas wins this game 34-31. Diego Pavia throws for 365 yards. But what's interesting in this game is it's a classic case of not getting down too much on the road. Vanderbilt fell down big early. It was always chasing the whole game. What was very interesting, so now both teams are 7-2 overall. But what I found interesting was this game is that Vanderbilt did not quit. Vanderbilt stayed in this game. They kept fighting back in it. And it surprised me in some ways that they were able to come back, because this start of this game was ugly for Vanderbilt. Texas, the first play of the game, throws a 75-yard, just throws a screen pass, and it's a 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Just right off the first play of the game. Texas takes a 17-0 lead at the end of the first quarter before Vanderbilt gets on the board at 17-3. Then Texas adds another touchdown. So you're 21 points behind, 24-3, and Vanderbilt gets a touchdown just before the half. And, you can't go on the road in any major conference and chase a good team like this. But yet, at the end, well, it kind of bounced.
You still there? You said at the end?
I know. It's going for 2 points all the time. It's like, kick the damn extra point. But they managed to get the next 2 points, so it balanced out. But Vanderbilt scores a touchdown, 3:54 left, pulls them in 34-24. They score on an 8-yard touchdown pass with 33 seconds left. I don't know if you saw it. Chewy, I'm sure, saw it. Vanderbilt executed the perfect onside kick. Texas muffed it, bumbled it. A Vanderbilt guy slid past it, and the ball just rolled out of bounds. Vanderbilt came so close to recovering the onside kick that they could have had a chance. But then again, the rule to follow here's another case, though. You can't fall 21 points on the road to a good team and expect to come back and win on a regular.
Oh no. Yeah. There's no scenario where that is a real possibility. I mean, you're talking about single digit percentages.
Yeah.
At best.
Well, I know the NFL's talking about bringing the UFL 4th and 15 type thing, because people are not recovering onside kicks. Well, the NFL is a joke anyway with their new kickoff rules anyway. But
there's no more fun left in it.
It's a gamble. That's the whole point. It's a gamble. It was never intended to be a high percentage play recovery. You're desperate trying to get it, and Vanderbilt, still a good season, 7-2. They still have a lot to play for. SEC title, not likely at this point.
You don't think so?
No. They're not. They lost twice in the conference.
But they look at their remaining schedule. It's doable for them to win the last 3. I tell you, they have a lot better chance at finishing in the top 10 than Texas does.
No,
a lot better chance.
Well, I agree with that, but we shall see what they've got a tough road this week against Georgia. No, not Georgia. Down the road, they had to play the Dogs. I went to that score and it threw my screen off. I'm on the wrong week now. Give me 1 second to get back to it. So, well, see, Sam doesn't care. Her team didn't even play this week, so they had their first off day. Okay. 10th ranked Miami Hurricanes, the U, who was riding so high after beating Florida and all these other teams, now loses again in overtime to SMU 26-20 in overtime. Carson Beck throws another interception in overtime. I mean, the guy's a turnover machine. Everybody talk about Lagway's machines, but his turnovers. But shoot, Carson Beck, the number of interceptions he threw, my kid was not unhappy that he left Georgia. a lot of the Georgia fans were glad he was gone. They looked at him as a very average quarterback because, you see, when they lost the receiver core, he struggled. And Small Town Republic is here. Hey, howdy, Small Town Republic. Good to see you too. How are you doing?
Sam as well. Yeah.
Yep. Sam's here. We got news to talk to Small Time in just a few minutes coming down here. But again, the U has fallen on hard times now. Was looking to be top 5. They've lost a couple games now and no longer in control of the ACC. So while they lose, your favorite. Let's see if YouTube decides to do something with that because they got.
They'll strike you for.
They got Anna for singing once, my wife for playing something. It's like anyway, but I don't care. If I always said if my channel gets new.
Not being sufficiently a large enough Notre Dame fan, they'll get you.
If I have to be nuked, as long as I go down in a blaze of glory with a friend. That's what I say. Is it makes a great streaming. Sure. Notre Dame wins 25-10 at BC. Texas Tech beats Kansas State 43-20, which sets up an interesting matchup at home this week with BYU coming. We'll talk about that. And Chewy, I've got some of the comments starred because I want to come back to those when we talk about next week games. But he does add that SMU, they're great at creating turnovers, but Miami, they struggle in these late months that matter for sure. Georgia Tech can still control their destiny. I love Georgia Tech. I really like Georgia Tech as a team. I really do. And Haynes King, great quarterback. So, I mean, of course, they lost on the road. So, Small Time says Notre Dame is number 10. Georgia Tech is to 17. What a joke. Yeah, who the hell has Notre Dame beaten worth a damn? They've not beaten. Anyway.
Who do they ever play?
The
only thing they've beaten is their previous
we will have to
TV deal.
Well, we will have to see what they've done with in the playoff situation. So we'll look at that. Oklahoma goes on the road and Rock Top, oh Rocky Top, you let me down, Rocky Top. Go hell, Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Hennessy. Anyway, the Tennessee inbred Volunteers lost 33-27. I was shocked at this game. I really will say I could not believe Oklahoma found their offense and went into Knoxville and won this game. This is one that caught me way off guard. Tennessee started off the game strong, and Joey Aguilar threw for almost 400 yards, but then
I just don't think the program ended up being as good as wanted it to be this year. Dan, man, that's really the key.
Yeah, no,
I mean, yeah.
Well, they did show the quarterback comparisons with the last 3 with Nico. I'm going to leave you, Mixon and Hooker. Hendon. Did I tell you the one time that the first year I did sports, Hendon Hooker, quarterback for Tennessee, YouTube's filters flagged somebody's comment because it had Hooker in it.
Well, yeah. So I guess you can't do any Civil War streams about General Hooker either, or else you're going to get in trouble for that.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, exactly. No, Oklahoma City. No, that's NBA basketball. But no, Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma. They are a good team. It's just what's happened the last few weeks with the quarterback. John Mateer had a wrist injury, and the offense has been struggling in recent weeks. And they went up to Rocky Top, put up 33 points. Very interesting to see how that happened. And
if people are wondering, General Hooker lost his key battle to get replaced at the Battle of Chancellorsville. So,
thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
I thought everyone would love to know that. But
hey, it's okay. You're here. You're learning about the real football. It's okay. By the way, go Gators. I know they lost probably to Arizona last night, but they look good for a repeat this year.
Well, Michigan State, did you see who they played?
Yeah, you told me. You want to go to the line, or do you want me?
Oh, yeah. They were playing Colgate. Mm-hmm. Apparently, for their opener, they couldn't get Crest. They were already busy.
So it's like, yeah, it's God, you killed me with that one. That one, sir, I had to salute that one because I'm like, that's that was hilarious that you did that. I came up with
Uh,
that. I love that. I love that. So, all right. Oh gosh. Oh God. See, now we're gonna get in a history stream now.
well, we can talk about Burnside too if you like. Well,
Hooker Burnside, the man that gave the name to sideburns. Yes.
yes.
They described him as a dapper, genial man. Not what you really expect from a general, but oh god, straight frontal assault on Marie's Heights and Chancellorsville. That's
Yeah, which let Lee get up north into Pennsylvania, if I remember right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because after that, Lee decided it was time to move north again to win a battle in the north to try to force a peace deal and recognition by the North. But of course,
And France and Britain too. There was, but
yeah, what's really crazy is that part of the plans were wrapped up at a campsite and wrapped in a cigar. They were used as a cigar wrapper. They got left behind, and that's how some of the Union got the head start on moving up that way. So, and a small town republic said, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," where he is over in Mobile Bay. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, we go. Oh well, wow. We can't even do a straight stream on one topic. We always end up squirreling whatever we do.
We're gonna end up just doing that, I guess, huh?
And Meade won the battle. Of course, Meade got questioned a lot because he didn't pursue Lee south. And that leads eventually to U.S. Grant, because U.S. Grant was accused of a lot of stuff, but he kept fighting. As Lincoln said, I can't spare this man. He fights. Because most generals, leaders of the Army of Potomac would just fight a battle, lose or draw, and then quit. Grant kept the pressure up with one battle after the other that became meat grinders. And, I could talk about the
U.S. Civil War for hours. Michigan State has no experience doing.
God. Yeah, well, one day
they love to quit before they even, are done singing the national anthem. They're already ready to go in the locker room. But
I know. But hey, all right. Well,
I can't even get mad about it anymore, Dan.
I know you get. Well, that's like with Billy Napier. Well, JT, that's why our shows, when we do it, Anna and I do it on Thursdays. Get over it. You got to get over it at some point.
Well, I'm pretty much in the indifference mode at this point, right?
Oh yeah, you're where I was 2 years ago in Billy Napier, and where I was about 10 years ago in Star Wars. But all right, we gotta try to save this stream. Everybody, Chewy's got comments out of Chewy. I'm going to get to those comments. I will. I promise. Virginia went to California. Surprised me. This Virginia team is like Vanderbilt. They are real. 31-21 over Cal on the road. Louisville struggled early with trailed Virginia Tech, but then they pull out a 28-16 lead. Jeff Brom is their head coach. Watch for him. His name's being kicked around is a lot of other stuff, like Penn State also. Now, see, I will tell you, if Florida can't get Lane Kiffin, I'd take Jeff Brom in a heartbeat.
You want Lane Kiffin?
I want Lane Kiffin. You know why? Because I miss Steve Spurrier. The guy, everybody got lost their marbles over Steve Spurrier. I mean, it's like the Tennessee fans, they got psyched themselves out so bad because Spurrier would say, well, you can't spell. The Citrus Bowl was a New Year's Day. Well, not even a New Year's Day game, maybe at that point, but it was like you had to end up like 4th or 5th in the SEC to get there. And Spurrier's out there saying you can't spell citrus without UT, University of Tennessee. The Georgia Bulldogs, he would rant them up and down. Bobby Bowden lost his crap about Spurrier in his mouth and stuff. And I just think that that's the type of coach the University of Florida needs. Urban Meyer, if he wanted to coach again, I'd take him back.
Oh, really? Okay.
This program needs to be relevant. I mean, the rest of everybody's selling the. Don't tell me college football is amateur sports anymore. It is professional football light. When you got a quarterback at Michigan on pace to throw 9 touchdowns in a year who stood up LSU because Michigan offered him $12 million, it's not amateur sports anymore.
But do you think UF has enough money to pay for Urban Meyer again? I mean,
I think he would. I think because of the way his career ended, especially in Jacksonville and NFL with him and a woman up in the bar in Ohio. But you know what scares me? And scared me? He shoots live videos down there with Steve Spurrier for Spurrier's restaurant. He's on a lot of the local Gainesville shows. I think he came back to Florida. I think he's still in Florida, and but then again, you never know. His time might have been.
He might just enjoy the slightly smaller amount of limelight without having to show up to the football field every morning.
Yeah.
I mean, that could really be his thing. I don't know if you could get the money to get him back out of retirement.
I think he would do it if he really wanted to coach. I think he would. Jeff Brom is the safest hire for all these schools. You know what, Anna? That's a good question. Where is West? But, I have not looked at that in a long time. I think you may be right. Let me, if anybody knows the answer, did football originate? I mean, that might be true.
It might be. I've never thought too much about that, actually.
Yeah.
But I thought it definitely was Ivy League origin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's see. I'll have to look at that. It's tied to rugby and soccer and stuff like that. But if somebody out in chat knows the answer to that for sure, because Princeton rings to mind, and Walter Camp was one of the founding fathers at Yale University. So that's Connecticut. So now it looks like the origin of professional football could be traced back to 1892, which looks like it's in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. So
Small Time Republic has an opinion about the coach.
I get you. I know, but that's how desperate we are these days. So
where do you think Florida ranks in that list of schools? Ahead of Penn State, behind Penn State?
I think it's a better job than Penn State. I mean, it's more relevant in the SEC. But see, then I'm a biased SEC homer. That's the thing is,
I don't know which one is better, right? I really don't. If you're to say which of those two schools, I think you end up just taking the one that offers more money.
I believe that in I believe for in terms of college football, Anna's right.
Mm-hmm.
November 6, 1869, Rutgers University faced Princeton University, then known as the College of New Jersey. Both of them are New Jersey schools in a game that was played with a round ball and used as a set of rules suggested by the Rutgers captain and accepted by the Princeton captain. So I from what I see, I think she's right. So yeah, where is Wes Cagle? Good question there. So yeah, definitely the safest hire. And yeah, I know I've said that about others before. It's just Jess said if we're talking about professional football, the Chicago was a founding team of the NFL. Oh, the NFL and a founding team of the NHL as well. Yeah. Oh God, LSU is the number one job open, much like Crazy Hot Graph Women. I think I can't be talking about Arkansas, but anyway, wow. All right, let's get going again. Let's get back to our games, but great comments out there, folks. Keep the comments out. Share it out if you haven't. Retweet it if you don't mind. We're going to wrap up with a few top 25 games. Utah beat Cincinnati 45-14. This is a struggle game, JT. Michigan holds all Purdue 21-16. Again, $12 million quarterback. Yeah, Michigan is 7-2, but still, you go back to what are you getting your money's? Are you getting your money's worth paying these players? Bryce Underwood for $12 million.
Answer is no.
13
Spoilers, no.
13 of 22, 145 yards and 1 interception. It's like, why?
Against Purdue, yeah.
Yeah, against Purdue.
Against Purdue.
This is the crap you're paying for. And it's like, you can't. My feelings on NFL quarterbacks, they should be benched. They shouldn't be just given a starting job and keep forever. But
right.
Still, yeah, it's 21-16. Yep. It was 14-10 Michigan at the end of the third quarter. So this game was in doubt the whole time. So, but, especially 21 ranked Michigan, you're like, why did you struggle with Purdue, who's now fallen to 2-7?
And they get moved up in the rankings.
Yeah, and you're at home. Yeah. That's the thing that gets me is they're playing nobody teams. Sorry, boiler up, toot, toot, boiler up, toot, toot. But it's just, you just look at it like, why are they? Michigan just, that's another, see, this is another case of criminally overrated teams like Notre Dame and Michigan. But then you get a team like BYU being horribly underrated at where it is. I mean, it's evening out now as they're moving up higher. But for a longest time, they were underrated. Virginia is the team that could be underrated. I mean, you look at the SEC teams that are stuck in there and, do they deserve some of those rankings? Does Miami deserve its ranking? But we'll see a little bit later what happened this week. Of course, West Virginia goes to Houston and upsets Houston. This was a shocker to me also. Mountaineers have been struggling for years, and they did against BYU, but they go into Houston in a conference game of the Big 12, and they take care of the Cougars. USC goes to Nebraska, wins a close game, 21-17 on that game. Rutgers, okay, that does it for the top 25 action. Illinois beats Rutgers 35-13. A game that is involving unranked teams, Duke, Clemson. I am surprised Dabo Swinney, I don't know, unless he's been fired today to let me know. I'm surprised he's not fired after this one. I mean, they had a lead in this game, and they lose it, and lose it bad. I mean, Duke was up big in the game. Clemson came back, took the lead. It was a fun game to watch. It had controversy. So Chewy and others that may have watched it out there, oh, God. You like that. They should be renamed Michigan presented by Oracle.
Yeah.
But this game involved 450 yards of offense by Duke, over 500 yards by Clemson. It comes down to a fourth down play. Duke throws the ball, the quarterback's pressured, throws the ball up the middle of the field. Now, what's the controversy is everybody was bitching about offensive pass interference. Because when you watch the clip at the very end, it looks like the receiver pushes the defender down. What everybody, all the Clemson fans out there, and I finally saw some people on Twitter agreeing with me, all the way down the field, the Clemson defender was holding and grabbing the guys, affecting him running the route, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was at the very end, it looked like it was offensive pass interference. They called defensive pass interference, and the whole stadium freaked out. And then Duke scores the touchdown very easily, and they do go for two. I'm not a fan of going for two, but see, then again, they're on the road. They're 5-2, and they were 3-1 in the conference. And it's like if Florida had tied Georgia the other day, I was in the mode of go for it, go for two, don't go for overtime. But this game, Duke does, and Adair Mensah throws for 361 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Cade Klubnik, 27-36 for 385 yards, 2 touchdowns for Georgia, for Clemson. So, folks, this was a game. If you really liked offense, this game was for you, and it had drama at the end. But I think the right team won, unlike in the Florida game where that was a catch at the end. That was defensive pass interference all the way, any day, as far as I'm concerned. So if anybody's got any thoughts on that, feel free to share that.
It's not on my radar, honestly.
Well, it is because it was down here and I had nothing to do, and I was, so I was watching it, and it's one of those games that I kind of kept an eye on, and then as it went, I got it more into, and not really on my radar, but it happened as time goes on. Also, we got your team, Michigan State, goes on the road at Minnehaha. They lose 23-20 in overtime, and let's give a great shout out to the new Michigan State quarterback. Let's see if I can make our Slavic people proud. Alessio Milivojevic went 20 for 28, 311 yards and a touchdown, while Michigan State ran up 156 yards on the ground, while Minnesota throws for 197 yards and 104 on the ground running. You said this is a game you were not able to see?
No, I wasn't able to see it, and they are such a bad team. I didn't care. Try to go to a bar and find it.
But JT, I will tell you, I think when they changed this quarterback, if they've set Childs, give them a game or two. These are good stat numbers. I mean, they look like they played better. Still only 20 points, but at least give this guy a shot. It looks like they can throw the ball downfield though now. I mean, average 10 yards of completion. One receiver with 102 yards catching with a 71-yard pass. I mean, there could be hope. Just give him 4 years like we did Billy Napier, and you'll be okay.
I don't know. For this season, it's over with. I don't even think they could become bowl eligible if they wanted to be at this point.
I got you.
Even if they want out.
Well, I know. Dreams are crushed. But speaking of dreams that are crushed, not Boise State, the football team, but Boise State's basketball team lost to Hawaii Pacific last night, a Division II team. So, yeah, it happens. There are others.
Hawaii Pacific?
Hawaii Pacific,
okay. Yep. Please tell me it was at least in Hawaii.
No, it was in Boise.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, 2 games we're going to talk about from last week real quick. Hey, 3. Beavers! Way! The Beavers win finally 10-7 over Washington State. The graphic had the power poll of the Pac-2 and it had Oregon State and Washington State. So, I don't know if that's for my pronunciation of Milicevic or what, but yes, that's cool. Let's see. We got, I love that small time. Okay, let's get to one thought about Mississippi State goes on the road, beats Arkansas 38-35. What's interesting about this game is that they won this week exactly how they lost the last several games in the last minute. This week, they beat Arkansas in the last minute with a last-second touchdown. So they got their first league conference win in 2 years, and good for them. Yay. Mississippi State. Yeah. Well, in terms of basketball, yeah, I heard about that. And I tell you what, next to hiring retread coaches, hiring sons of coaches is not a good thing. But we know how that deal worked and how Pearl retired at the last second on you guys. Speaking of Auburn, which led to the Hugh Freeze firing. I love, what's cool? I love my Auburn fan friends. They're good people. They deserve a better fate. They're like Tennessee. They deserve a much better fate when it comes to what they've had to watch and put up with for a long, long time. Of course, I think, if I'm speaking out of turn, small time, you can correct me, whatever. But they're a school where the boosters have had too much influence in terms of changing coaches too quickly. Gus Malzahn, then they ran him off and they hired that guy for 1 year, and it's Friesen or something. And it's like, you got to have some stability. I mean, I understand running Friesen off. They did what that Florida should have done with Napier, but still, you had Malzahn, you had Chiswick. You had good coaches that either won titles or had the ability to put good teams together. and it just wasn't fast enough, or you just were not beating Alabama and things like that. Well, the low of the low happened.
Which is
What is it? Oh, good. That's good enough to know though here, because I remember in Pat Dye days, nobody did anything about the boosters. So, who do I mock with playing against Iowa, a team from the SEC? You saw them earlier this year with bad offense. Kentucky, yes. Kentucky 10, Auburn 3, final. When you saw this, you knew it was over. Carter Boley for Kentucky, 18 of 29, 161 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. Ashton Daniels got the start. He was under 50% completions, 108 yards with a pick. Jackson Arnold was in the game a little bit after losing his starting role. Throws for 15 yards. Basically, I just, how do you, I mean, when the other thing that Freeze did, he was asking for a vote of confidence or public support from the administration earlier this year. Didn't happen, but no. Okay. Go ahead, JT.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with you.
So the long-suffering Auburn fans, it continues. I really had hopes for this Auburn team this year. I thought Hugh Freeze, between what he did at Mississippi and what he did at Liberty, would improve this program. I thought there were signs about it, but obviously not this year. And they're now in a hunt for Lane Kiffin now. And everybody, see, that's my question to Small Time Republic. Would you take Lane Kiffin, or do you consider him a retread coach? Whereas I would at Florida, because Florida's been so irrelevant for so long, and it's really, I think it's something to get some life back into the program. But yeah, after a year, coach, yeah, that's what happened at Auburn a few years ago. But I called for Napier to be fired the first year because I could tell. I think it can be done, and I think sometimes you do fire a coach after a year, but you need to be careful when you do it, and that you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah,
because you can set a program back by firing people. Okay. I agree with you. That's why I'm going to go take a shower when this stream is over, because the thought of Lane Kiffin's words coming out of my mouth makes me sick. Urban Meyer coming out of my mouth made me sick. I started calling him Urban Meyer Oscar Meyer. He went up to Ohio bashing Florida, like a weenie. And then I called him Urban Liar because he's telling everybody about the bad environment at Florida. Don't let your kids go there. And I'm like, dude, you created that environment. Anyway, but that's last week's game. So if anybody's got any other thoughts on last week's games, okay, let me come up with this one for Chewy. Chewy said he liked the past weekend's slate of games from the Group of 5 point of view, but man, the Mountain West on football looks bad. San Diego State is a lone representative, but has cracks against Hawaii and Boise State. But if they plan to jump any American teams, they will need a miracle. And James Madison, they will need a miracle. James Madison is an awesome program for its level. Yeah, we were. Let's see. Chewy says go for it. Chewy's on the chat. Past week in chatting football, bring up playoff hopes for Group of 5. But the first selection was made tonight. They included Memphis. Okay, I think I said that earlier, but we will look at the results of that tonight. Let's see. Okay, and I'm going to hold these other 3 for this week. When we look at this week's games, let's go through the top 25 quickly. We look at really only the AP top 25. Ohio State still number 1, 54 first place votes. Indiana with 11, A&M with 1 at 8-0. With them, of course, you got the usual suspects: Alabama, Georgia, Oregon. Well, actually, let me say it right. Ohio hate, Indiana, Texas A&M.
You want to share that out?
Alabama. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Thank you, JT. What would I do without you? All right.
That way it's easier to see. There we go.
There we go. All right. We got Ohio hate. We got Indiana. We got Texas dog faces. Alabama, Horga, Oregon.
Are you in the right week?
I don't know. Yeah, week 11.
Week 11?
Yeah.
Why is my week 11 showing Oregon at 9?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not in the right week. I thought it was. Yeah, week 11. Week 11. Yep, that's it.
Why? Oh, you're looking at CFP. I'm just looking at regular.
No, I'm in the AP top.
Ranking.
I'm in the AP top 10.
I don't understand.
CFP, because in this college football playoff rankings, that's what small timers say.
Oh,
they're not there. We're going to get to that in a minute. But in AP poll, Ole Miss is at 7th. BYU, yay, Sam is 8-0 at number 8. Move up 2 spots. Texas Tech up 4. This is going to be a heck of a matchup with BYU, Texas Tech. We'll look at it in a second. Your favorite Notre Dame is in the top 10 again, JT. They just never go away.
Why?
They're like Toledo. They never go away, Just Ohio, just you have to. Oklahoma moves up 7 with its win over Tennessee. Virginia moves up 3. Texas moves up 7 to 13th. Louisville, Vanderbilt drops 6 spots to 15th. Georgia Tech drops to 8th. Utah is up 7. Miami's down 8. And you can see Michigan State at 21, Missouri, USC up 3, Memphis up 3. Tennessee fell 9 spots. See, that's a bad – they didn't play that bad. They didn't deserve to drop 9 spots with that. And
the only opponent that Notre Dame has beaten is a number 20 USC. That's it.
Yep.
That's the only ranked opponent, and they get to be number 10.
Yeah.
2 losses.
Yeah.
That is criminal right there. That is straight up criminal.
I agree with you. Well, let's take a look at the first 12-team bracket, JT. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to try to do this dramatically. First, number 1 seed, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
To the surprise of no one.
Yeah. Number 2, the Indiana Hoosiers. Now they're
also
second in the
surprise
AP,
of no one.
But the problem is there's 2. They're number 2 in the AP poll, and I will say I will respect this year, unlike last year, because they did go on the road and beat Oregon. So that you got to give them serious credit for that. Number 3, Texas A&M Aggies. Marcel Reed is an awesome quarterback for A&M. They just needed coaching. Sumlin sucked. Jimbo sucked, and now they got a good coach. That's why they keep rumoring this Mike Elko guy for Penn State, and it's like, why is he going to leave? Why would he leave? And even like Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss, it's like, why would he leave? Some of these coaches. Speaking of it, Anna, he's here. The Clown Prince of New Jersey's here. He and I will be live tomorrow night at 8:00, even though I haven't told him about it yet. The West.
That's always great.
Yeah, he's always a man on spot. Yes, the official football relator of college football from the great state of New Jersey. So great to see you, West, tonight. Okay, number 4 seed, Alabama Crimson Tide. Roll Tide. There you go, JT. Lose the first game of the year, and they What?
How are they?
I got to go Bulldogs from the peanut gallery in there. But I'm
looking at Alabama's schedule. I mean, I guess they did beat 1, 2, 3,
they did beat
4,
Georgia
5.
head-to-head.
They beat 5 ranked teams.
Yep, they beat Georgia.
Okay.
And they beat Georgia on the road head-to-head. But they couldn't beat Florida State, the girls' school of Florida. Anyway. But
I guess I have to respect it. I mean, as much as no, I don't want to.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the first round matchups. These top 4 seeds have first round buys, which means they don't play. These on-site matchups, the later rounds will be played in bowl games, but these first elimination games will be on campus. Oregon would be 9th seed at number 8, Texas Tech Red Raiders, with the winner playing Ohio State. So,
I don't know. I think Texas Tech is probably not going to end up there.
they've got a
I'm
good
looking.
team.
I'm looking at the rest of their schedule. They
Yeah.
haven't really beaten much. The only ranked team they beat is a fraudulently ranked in week 3 Notre Dame.
Well, they do.
Point.
Well, still, you got to give it credit because it's Notre Dame, and they got BYU coming up soon. And I'm trying to see their quarterback was
I'm talking about A&M. I'm talking about A&M.
Oh,
All right,
Texas
number
A&M.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but that's Let's see.
Oh, I had no problem with Tech.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Looks like the Texas Tech's quarterback situation. I'm looking at this on the fly here. Will Hammond is gone for the rest of the year for a hamstring injury. He tore the ACL in his right knee. Missed the rest of the season. It happened in the first half of a game recently. They had to go to a third team option. Mitch Griffiths, who's a transfer from Wake Forest. So that probably has got the Rutgers, the U of New Jersey. There you go, West. I agree with you. I don't know that if Texas Tech is that thin at quarterback, it's not likely that they're going to continue on that. But you never know. You got to play the games, and BYU goes there. So, of course, you got Memphis Tigers at the number 5 Georgia Bulldogs. I know that Chewy had mentioned that about having respect because the American Conference, Memphis Tigers are in here. Interchange between them and South Florida sometimes, but it looks like Memphis is going to be the one that moves through the American Conference this year. Of course, Navy was exposed this last weekend with a big loss on the road at North Texas. We got the number 11 Virginia Cavaliers. God, could you imagine Virginia in the playoffs? At number 6, the Ole Miss Rebels. So that's an interesting matchup. When you could have 2 matchups with SEC teams in the next round. That's interesting. And the last matchup, Sam, are you still there? Oh, this would be fun. We'd have to get a party with Sam's family on that one. So
yeah,
JT private party because Notre Dame at BYU Cougars. The excitement would be off the chain, dude.
Now, see, what would be nice is if they had that because it would be a nice, easy game for BYU. Notre Dame is such a fraud. It'd be a nice gift game for them.
I absolutely love this matchup, the thought of this matchup. I've watched enough BYU Hell, I probably watched more BYU football than I have Florida football this year, to be honest. And this is a good team, really good team. We'll see what happens with this game. But that's the status of any thoughts, anybody you don't like seeing in this top 12 right now. And of course, like you've always said, how the hell does Notre Dame get back into it with its schedule? Not playing in the conference or anything else. And yet, once again, they're like Alabama. They're shoved in there, except at least Alabama is in a conference.
Actually earned it this year.
Yeah.
I don't think Texas A&M is going to remain up there at the first round bye. I think they might stick in it, in one of these lower games. Mm-hmm. I do not see them staying at number 3. They've not played against a real team all year that I can see, except for LSU. And so they're going to go on the road at Missouri and on the road at Texas. Mm-hmm. I don't see them winning both of those, which is going to knock them out of that top 3.
Yep, I gotcha. I'm actually sold on the A&M team this year. I think A&M is legitimate. Okay. Marcel Reed has impressed me for 2 or 3 years that he's been there. Now, I very dangerous coach. Hell, the first time he played as a freshman against Florida, he nuked Florida in the swamp. I knew he was going to be a good quarterback, and they've had a historically great defense. They just needed the right coach to pull it all together.
I just see a team like Georgia slipping ahead of them because I see Georgia potentially beating 2 more ranked teams at home.
Well, look,
sliding through without a loss to the end of the year.
This Georgia's team is not your mom and pop team, your regular team the last few years. Gunnar Stockton is a serviceable quarterback. He doesn't have the big arm. he does more. There's something wrong with this Georgia team. I've spoken to my kid about it a lot, and they're like, this team, and Mike Bobo is the offensive coordinator. There's a lot of people down on this Georgia team. They're not what they were a few years ago when they had running backs like Nick Chubb and some of the wide receivers they did. They had real playmakers. This is a very generic Georgia offense. The defense is still very strong, but the offense is not what it was. If it's not running the ball well, it's not what they had been in the last few years. Kirby needs to do something on the offensive, get more. I mean, hell, they even brought in the Florida running back, ATN, and they still didn't use him much. And the offense was serviceable, but nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
And you got Gunnar Stockton. I'm glad they stayed with Gunnar Stockton. I'm glad they didn't run him out like they did at Tennessee with going and get a transfer portal guy. You let your recruits come in and try to earn the friggin' job and be loyal to them. I mean, that's the part of college football I'm starting to miss. The one team I think, is there any other teams other than Georgia or A&M that you see in here?
In that top 4, no. I think there's going to be some tomfoolery when it comes to conference championships. And some of these teams like Indiana, Ohio State, they'll try to kick one of those out of the top 4, even though, I mean, come on, you're 1 playing 2 at that point, right?
Right.
They'll try to do that to get like 3 SEC teams in or something dumb just to screw Indiana if Indiana doesn't win.
Yeah.
Would they put Oregon in there? No, I don't think they will. But Ole Miss, Virginia is interesting. I don't think both of those 2 teams stay in that spot. I think there's a lot of room for movement there. Ole Miss down, probably. Virginia up slightly. But we'll see. I think we've got 4 more weeks of the season.
Yep.
So this is still a pretty early look in my mind.
Absolutely. All right. Yay. Had to ban that bot over on Twitch again. Yay. They come up with different names. But see, this one, I'm good with. Texas Tech, knowing the quarterback situation, they're going to be gone. They're gone.
Yeah.
I hate Virginia. I still hate Virginia. I still am sold on Georgia Tech. They went on the road. They lost at NC State, which can be hard for teams to play at sometimes. Even FSU lost games there over the years. I think this Georgia Tech team could beat Georgia at the end of the year.
Really?
Yes. Georgia does not have the offense that they've had in previous years. I think this game's being played in Atlanta, but on a neutral site. I think Georgia Tech could take Georgia. But even if they don't, they win the ACC. If they just make the ACC championship game, if they can win that game over Virginia, I think Virginia slips up. Don't get me wrong. Virginia is a great story. They've been suffered through on-campus shooting tragedies and player deaths by accidents. I mean, this is a school that deserves to be happy on the football field for a lot of other off-the-field baggage for many years. But they just still seem like the blame. I mean, at least they can throw the football now. But I still look for Georgia Tech to take the conference. If not, then it would be Virginia, obviously. But I look for Georgia Tech to replace them. Memphis, it depends. I don't know. Let's take a look at the overall 16, and I can go from there. But I love this Fighting Irish BYU Cougars. This would excite me. This matchup. I think this would be fun to watch. Because you remember in '84 when BYU won the national title. Oh, wait, you weren't born then, were you?
No, I was going to say, no, I don't remember when they won the national title.
Were you even born in '84?
No.
You young whippersnappers.
86.
All I know, wow, I guess great people were born in '86. Of course, that was when I was a stud of my school with my friends. I was the only one that had a date to prom that year, but and a real legitimate girlfriend. But sorry about that digression. In '84, the Holiday Bowl was the BYU lock-in game. They got Bo Schembechler's 6-6 Michigan team.
Just to be clear, Dadman, sorry.
Yeah.
1984 or 1884?
1984.
Oh, okay. I'm just making
1984.
sure.
They beat Bo Schembechler's 6-6 Michigan team. And the whole country was cheering for Michigan to beat BYU because they played nobody out there.
Well, not the whole country.
Well, the whole except for Utah, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if Sam was born
The
back
state
then
of Ohio
either,
was not rooting for them either.
No,
I guarantee that.
Nobody was, but it was interesting to see how that happened. They, it was all based on the poll. They won the bowl game. They get the national title, but
Bo Schembechler
they also the
infamous for failing.
Well, Holiday Bowl was also played like a week before New Year's, so you knew that when BYU beat Michigan, well, it's all over. National champion's been declared. It was a wild time. You should have been there, JT.
Well,
84. You young.
Got any kind of time machine? That's about the only way at this point I can see.
I don't do time travel on my thing. I avoid discussions from because I know there are people out there looking for time travel discussions, and I banned it from my channel. Let's see the top 20. Let's see, looking at the top 25 in the college football playoffs. Oh wow! Because remember, we got to have a school of 5 that's highest ranked. They're different things. That's why even though Texas 11, Oklahoma's 12, Utah is 13, they are not in because the conference champions, like Virginia, would be the projected conference champion. And it's funny how you got Georgia. You got Georgia and Ole Miss. It's based on the points, folks. Vanderbilt is 16. Now, see, I would like to see Vanderbilt win out and somehow get in there. I think
so would I. I actually think if you pull up their schedule for a minute, I think they have a path to get in the top 10.
Oh my God, Iowa and Michigan. No.
Oh no, they're too far out at this point.
I know, but you never know. But Miami,
they're firmly on the outside looking in. I mean, getting higher than that in the Big Ten, I don't think you
see. I would love to see Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech make it ahead of Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, it's just like new blood. Oh God, Jess said no time travel talk, so no TARDIS mentions or DeLoreans. Got it.
Right.
Well, we can talk time travel. We just don't try to explain it. That's where the debate. You know what I'm talking about too. You know exactly what I'm talking about,
yep.
JT.
Yep.
Oh. So let me do this real quick. Let me bring the screen back off before I flip there. Okay, we'll take a look at Vanderbilt's, and then we'll take a quick look at next week's game, and we'll wrap it up. Wow, we're on pace tonight. See, Vanderbilt, they've got 3 games in the conference left. They host Auburn. Okay, that should be a win.
Yep.
They host Kentucky, should be a win. Then they're at Tennessee. God, I'd love to see them beat Rocky Top.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I think they could finish out on those where you have other teams on the list like Texas and A&M that both have far more difficult schedules to finish out the year where they're not going to win every single game.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do something really quick here. I want to look up the SEC standings since we're talking about that specifically. A Big Ten is pretty much over, we know. But here we go. And here, A&M, God, I did not realize Alabama has not lost a conference game.
No, that's what I was saying. I would love to hate on them, but they're getting it done this year. So
yeah. I mean, look, see that's why I don't think Vanderbilt will make the SEC championship game, which then keeps them out of the national playoff. They would be a great story with. Yeah, I agree without a doubt. Let's take a look at Bama's final games. It's Bama hosts LSU next week, as Chewy said, or this week. They host Oklahoma. Then they have Eastern Illinois, and they're at Auburn. This Bama's going undefeated. But I will tell you, I do hope for Chewy. I know he said something here. He said he needs to add Tulane Memphis on Friday night because of the first showing of what teams can make in the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, Tulane could pop in there above Memphis. We don't know how that is going to work out, though.
Does it feel any disappointing to you that most of the teams that have been there in the playoffs are still there again this year.
Yeah.
Or
it does. I would like to get new blood. Chewy said Notre Dame faces Navy this weekend for the folks that are mad that the Irish are way ahead of the Yellow Jackets. Losing to NC State is not good, but Georgia Tech could. I got a damn enlargement box right in front of the last word. Just.
You want me to read it? Notre Dame will face Navy this weekend for the
you.
folks who are mad the Irish are way ahead of the Yellow Jackets. Losing to NC State is not so good, but Georgia Tech could have lost to a previous 2-win team like Houston.
Yeah, exactly. I still like that Georgia Tech team. Their future is going to be based on can they make the ACC championship game. So, and Drew said a few games, and we'll take a look at these in a minute. BYU, Texas Tech, Mizzou hosting A&M. And for the American Navy and primetime, Notre Dame Navy look meh against North Texas, but this game could add another boost if Navy can beat that fight. I'm guessing that game has got to be in South Bend. Does Notre Dame ever travel to the Service Academy, or does Navy always have to go?
I don't know.
We'll see in a second with it, but I was just curious with SEC. It's looking at the stat their standings. I don't see Alabama tripping up. Let's see. A&M has got Missouri, South Carolina, Samford, and Texas left. Now, I tell you, okay, they could get the one loss. They could lose to Texas. But see, what happens in that case is, depending on what Texas's record is in the conference, Texas would go, yep. If Texas wins out, beats A&M, Texas goes to the championship game against the Alabama team. Georgia's pretty much, I think, unless Alabama flops, Georgia's pretty much out of the SEC title game, and so is Ole Miss. Even though they only have one loss, it's the head-to-head which get them. So then that's where Vanderbilt is just out of it too. So, all right. Well, let's.
But I'm thinking more playoffs, the conference title game at this point.
Yeah, I got you. I still like the idea. I mean, it's close for Vanderbilt for the national standpoint. It's like some of these teams are better. And Lane Kiffin had said it once before. It's not so much winning your conference championship now as making that playoffs. A team like Vanderbilt, if they can get a few select losses ahead of them, could slip in there, and I'd like to see it. I like to see new blood. I'm not unhappy that Indiana is like 2. I'm not unhappy to see even Texas A&M and some other teams in there. I'm not unhappy with that. Love to see BYU, but
so I'd like to see Vanderbilt and BYU do something this year.
That would be
cool.
As well
as Indiana. Those 3 teams. I mean, I know Indiana was there last year, but they didn't. They choked, right?
Yep. They were not a real team last year. They played nobody really in the season, and I think that showed in the standings what we saw in the playoffs. All right, hopefully this year we get better playoff games because they sucked last year. You remember?
Yeah.
There's only maybe one game that Texas Arizona State game that turned out anywhere decent. The national title game, everything else sucked, but. All right, folks, let's take a look at this next week. November 8th, which is my oldest kid's birthday.
Oh, nice.
And I get to put Aang on a plane to go somewhere. Yay.
You're like, I don't care where, just somewhere.
Oh, no, I have the other problem. No, you can't go. But it's like, it'll be fun. All right.
You're a bachelor this week, right? I mean,
starting Saturday, I'm full-time bachelor for at least a week.
Yeah. So, folks, the streams might get looking pretty dirty around here starting next week, Or
I might just hide away and play offline. Who knows? But no, it'll be interesting. But Mrs. is visiting her mother for 3 weeks, and she's having a good time over there with them already. Good. She's working with the family and their business, and her and her mom are actually going to probably next week. Actually, it's Sunday. Actually, next week, Sunday, they're actually going to visit our friend Atwood up in Georgia.
Agent Atwood, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
very nice.
No, very nice. So, she's having a lot of fun, and there'll be a road trip for her and her mom, something that they're looking forward to doing, because they did a road trip once to Orlando on New Year's Eve. They talked about they got out late in a group, and they were late, and they were stuck in the traffic just sitting on iDrive and stuff, and people were getting out of the cars and partying and doing all the stuff, and that was fun for them. But all right, they were braver than me. They went to Disney that night, the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, wow.
All right, well, let's go through these games this week. We'll talk about some as we get to them. We didn't do real picks this week, but anyway, we got Georgia at Mississippi State as the first game on the docket. This is like Georgia. Daga Mississippi State really played good against Texas. Should have been Texas at home. This Georgia team is. I would not be upset. I would not be surprised to see Mississippi State win this game.
Really?
This team is legitimate. They've been a victim of late game failures. This team is good. This team is not what they were. This is not a team that's lost 2 years in a row in the conference. This team is a very good team. They just have had some bad luck this year. Georgia, I think, is on borrowed time. I think Georgia is becoming relevant. Everybody's caught up to them. Kirby Smart is showing chinks in his armor as a coach with some of his decisions. There's a lot of scuttlebutt and people, as I hear up, that criticizing him and Mike Bobo and a lot of how things are done. Of course, the widespread the arrests that constantly happen up there. But I'd look for this game. I'd probably, if I had to pick it, I'd pick Georgia, but I really think Mississippi State could win this game.
Okay. I'm not quite so sure about that. I'd stick with Georgia.
Okay.
Personally. I mean, I know you have good reasons why you're saying what you're saying.
I like I said, that's what the betting man should do, or anybody else. You go with who's there. Dang, we got 18 people watching us tonight, JT.
Oh, nice. We're glad to see everybody here.
Yeah, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We get to 750, we're going to try to do another celebratory stream. And if you're on the Twitch side, please follow us over there also. Tomorrow night I'll be live at 8 o'clock, so stay around for the coming updates, what's coming up in a bit. We'll jump down to BYU Texas. See, why the hell do they put BYU Texas Tech at 12 noon?
Because nobody in Utah is drinking, so
if our
they don't care about putting it at 10 a.m. for them. I don't know. If
our friend Sam is still out there listening, if you can break from editing, that means that game will be 10 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. 10 o'clock in the morning when kids are watching cartoons. I know Lane Kiffin hates the 12 starts for Ole Miss because they're in a different time zone. It becomes 11 o'clock local time.
What other games do they have on? Sorry, at that time of day.
Well, we will see in just a moment. But I'm like, as important as this game is in the Big 12, which will determine a championship game and playoffs, I'm just floored that this game is put in the 12 noon spot. If bad enough, Georgia has to play Mississippi State. That game is going to be a good game, but I don't think 12 noon is where it goes. So we'll take a look. The Big 12 and the SEC, what else is in that site? I got BYU going on the road winning this game with she's been lurking. She's been listening. Uh-oh, I'm busted. Hey, hello, sweetheart. How are you tonight? Good to see you. Are y'all having fun, or is everybody going to bed over there? But seriously, folks,
they're probably smarter than us, and they're already in bed.
I don't know. I went to bed at 9:15 last night. I got energy tonight. I caught up yesterday. But folks, subscribe to our channel if you can. if you haven't, we appreciate it. And thanks to everybody here. Feel free to comment on these matchups as you want to. Looking at, like I say, BYU, I think, especially with Texas Tech's injury situation, BYU should go in for a comfortable win. Who cares about Deion in West Virginia? Excuse me. Just looking down these, Ole Miss gets Citadel. Okay, we'll move on. Ohio State at Purdue. JT, this is your call. You're the Big 12 guy. Any chance Purdue
Big
might?
10.
God dang it! You guys need to call yourself the Big 18.
I need like a swear jar for this, Dad, man.
You got to call your conference Big something other than 10 because you're way more than 10. You're like
they should call it the Big.
The big, yeah, that's fine. I'll take that better. Doing okay. Everyone in bed. Early mornings here. I was up at 5 a.m. today. Well, thank you, Mrs., for being up still with us now. We so appreciate that. Also, but do you see any chance that Purdue could resurrect its magic from being against Michigan and challenging Ohio State?
Edmund, are you there?
Yeah, what happened?
You got real quiet on me for a second. I don't know if it was my end.
I think it was your end because what I said.
Did you just ask me a question?
Yes, I did. Because do you think there's any chance Purdue could resurrect its magic this week against Ohio State?
No.
I just had to ask the question.
You really got me.
I just had to ask. Oh, Mrs. saying good night already. She said, hi, West, Anna, and Jess, and then she's going back to bed. She's going to bed. Yes. Sweetheart, get some rest tonight. Thanks for coming by and stopping and saying hi. Okay, where's Kinnick? What stadium is Kinnick? Oregon playing at Kinnick.
I'm
not small time. Yeah, I'm not sure which stadium that is. All I can think of is Krennic, the director from the new Star Wars stuff, Rogue One, but director Krennic. I don't know. But anyway, okay, well, that's a quick answer, JT. You did well with that answer. Yeah. All right. Bowling Green in Eastern Michigan.
You should ask Wes Cagle what he thinks of Ohio State Purdue's chances. Bowling Green is going to win at Eastern. Eastern is near the bottom of the MAC again. So you're not going to get
Small time said it's in Iowa. Okay.
Okay.
But hey, guess what? Bowling Green has Smudged the Cat.
Oh, good for them.
Have you not seen Smudge?
You talk about them every week, and I'm still not feeling the magic with that. But Eastern are Eagles, so they might grab up that kitty. They better be careful.
All right. Well, the Falcon will come out and protect the kitty. So, but yes, Smudge the Cat. All right, let's see. Go down here. Jacksonville State at my UTEP Miners, another team that I cheer for that sucks. UTEP will probably lose this game badly again. $13 tickets in the Sun Bowl in El Paso. I just love El Paso. Never been there, but hey. All right. Oh, bullshit.
What?
I need to start cussing at you again and having you read off tweets again. Because this is the biggest bunch of Barbara Streisand about Texas A&M at Missouri at 3:30. No, Georgia at Mississippi State deserved to be the 3:30 game. It's a better matchup on paper. A&M is going to rip the shit out of Missouri. Missouri is – and don't send me Eli Drinkwitz to Florida. I don't want the guy. He's another coach that called his own plays until he was forced to get a coordinator, and then they magically started winning. No, I don't want that guy. No. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's see in the Big Ten. It's Oregon and Iowa on CBS. I still can't get used to
that's Oregon all day.
Yeah. I can't get used to SEC not on CBS, but A&M I believe is going to beat Missouri pretty handily. Syracuse goes to the Miami. I would say normally Miami win, but you never know with these days with the orange that are there.
Is there anything good left on the schedule? They've played all their games at noon.
This week looked like bad games. Okay. Georgia, Mississippi is on ESPN at least. Still, this is even worse. I'd be pissed off as a Big 12 fan. I really would be angry as a Big 12 fan. The fact that they're forced to play at 10 o'clock in the morning, even if it's 11 where Lubbock is, when
it's still not as bad as kickoff at 11 p.m.
These two teams put them at noon. Those plus also, you know what? The others deserve. It's a bigger game, more important game. This is just this matchup is ugly. The other matchup is a good matchup, even with a backup quarterback. Exactly, small time. Drinkwitz is just like James Franklin. Thank you. Exactly. Just another retread. Anyway, but see, that's the thing is, I don't like that matchup. Now at 3:30 in the SEC, well, you got this. I think Georgia Tech, Mississippi State is a better matchup than this thing. Missouri, anyway, but I'd be madder of being BYU or Texas Tech because that game should be at 3:30, if not 7:30.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's keep going. Looking at it, Iowa State at TCU on Fox. See, why the hell is a Big 12 game now on ABC when last week it was SEC all day, and now Fox could show that game at 3:30 instead of Iowa State TCU?
Stupid money stuff. I mean, that's really the only.
I don't get it.
Explanation I can give you. It's not for the fans.
Yeah.
It's not for the fans.
No, I mean, my gosh, Texas Tech, they're big for partying games and stuff like that. I mean, how it's kind of BYU's advantage. It's like playing a game in LSU before noon, They hadn't had time to look her up yet. So, well, we got Auburn at Vanderbilt. Small time. Do you think Auburn can win this week? I don't think so. I think Vanderbilt wins this game. I think Auburn
Vanderbilt
had
wins at home.
I think Auburn had it, but now with everything else, they're the free fall.
Andy's got something to play for that they've never really had before.
And they actually have fans in the stands. They actually have fans in the stands compared to the other teams. Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, so we've got that game at 4:00. Let's see, Washington, Wisconsin. We're going to move along. It's lost on the Big Ten Network. Stanford, North Carolina on the CW Network. That's still funny. Bill Belichick's won a couple games lately, though, so maybe that young girlfriend's help. For Buddy Hepburn out there, Air Force is at San Jose State on FS1. Probably look for San Jose State to win this game. Cal at Louisville. I got Louisville winning in the East with Cal making the trip. Florida State at Clemson. This used to be a powerhouse matchup that would have been on ABC or somewhere else, but it's relegated to the ACC network.
But they're not ranked. I just don't know if you do it this year. But do you make that like a rivalry game?
We are our UNC. Hey, Fallout Dave, good to see you, buddy. How are you tonight? But it just shows how much they've fallen, both programs. And West Virginia, Florida State may be stuck with their coach even longer because of the buyout they promised him, which is up towards $50 million. They don't have the boosters Florida does either. So
I'm just looking at these late games, and I don't see that I like.
Buddy's referring to Stanford. Buddy's referring to Stanford at North Carolina. Yeah, I got you on that. But I know you also follow San Diego State too. So, but Wake Forest at Virginia. That's going to be an easy win for Virginia in this case. LSU at Alabama. I know Chewy had some high hopes that would LSU play well when they show spirit. What do you think on this one?
Taking Alabama.
How badly, though? I mean,
14 points.
Wow, that's
it'll be closer than what you think for longer than you think, and fourth quarter they'll walk away.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's reasonable.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I don't think it's going to be what LSU fans want. I think Alabama's just really good this year. So, what else is going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how LSU. They're talking about a few days ago that Nussmeier will remain the starter. He's been banged up too, though. But the Tigers are going to implement Michael Van Buren's skill set to help LSU win games. I'm telling you, Michael Van Buren is going to be a pretty good quarterback. I really believe that. I saw him play the little bit at Mississippi State last year. He was on a horrible team, but did well. San Diego, no, not San Diego, San Jose State. Or unless my sources were wrong. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with a mobile quarterback, especially with the lack of running game and lack of weaknesses that they've had on offense. But last week you weren't here, but Chewy was talking a lot about the firing of the strength coach by Brian Kelly, which really seems to have affected this program with its strength and conditioning as the games go along. Okay, Navy Notre Dame. JT, do you have the NBC network?
The ABC network?
NBC.
Oh, NBC. Yeah, I have NBC.
All right, so you're going to try to watch this game Saturday night?
No.
Why? I'm just kidding. But,
I'll be on Saving Star Trek with the Great Admiral Teague at 10.
Well, it's 7:30. You got a couple hours to watch at least a little bit of it. But
no,
yeah,
in all seriousness, I want Navy to win, and they won't. And
I know. Yeah, it's one of those games why bother watching, because Notre Dame's righted the ship. And anyway, they're Notre Dame.
And I have to hear that fight song the whole time.
The theme from Airplane. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we got that. I see. I agree with you. I take Notre Dame in that game because it's just Navy.
They put flutes in that marching band.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm curious we don't have time to look now. I'm just curious to Notre Dame if they ever go to Navy. I mean, Notre Dame's one of these teams that everybody goes to play at Notre Dame. The special teams get the road games. So, but Navy, stranger things have done. This is not your normal Navy team, but they lost this last week. So we shall see what shall happen in this game. Going through, I think that's really let's get Florida, Kentucky. Oh my gosh.
Is it relevant? Is it a relevant game at this point?
It's not relevant. This game is, look.
Because Kentucky's eliminated from bowl game at this point, right?
Yeah. This game, I'm tempted to watch it to see what they'll do now with no Napier in another game against a weaker opponent, or if they're going to still play as bad. That's what I'm waiting to see. Kentucky is tough at home. They should have beaten Texas. They did go on the road to beat Auburn. Mark Stoops is a dangerous coach. He can win some really ugly ball games.
Yeah.
So, buddy, good for you, dude. I try to get my kid to get me tickets up to Georgia, but hey, buddy said Notre Dame is there at Stanford November 29th. Have tickets for his dad and brother. That is awesome, dude. That is awesome. Definitely enjoy that time with your family and enjoy that. So that wraps up around the week for the country of what's coming up, JT. That's all I had tonight. We looked at the playoffs. We talked about some recent firings. Anything else that you want to touch on, or any news that you've
World Series? Did we even care?
It's a football show, but I know we got a few fans out there that like baseball. I mean, of course, why bother talking about it? Dodgers won again, so
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited for college basketball. Although you and I both know that it's not super relevant until after Christmas, but
yeah, that's why I think Florida ended up. I had to quit watching that game last night. I was getting a little bit frustrated. They look good. They played a good Arizona team. I think they lost. They were down enough at the end, but still, I enjoyed it. Mom and I got surprise basketball last night, and she looked at me like, "You're doing this to me again?" And I was like, hey, Monday night, we have Food Network we go to watch. And then all of a sudden I found out there's a Florida basketball game.
Or you weren't watching Monday Night Football.
No. What's Monday Night Football? Well.
But you and your Cowboys were on Monday Night Football.
We were? Did we win?
You're playing Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, God. I mean.
Did you guys win that one?
I have no clue. I don't know.
No, you didn't.
Really? They lost. Dude, Dak Prescott's just I
don't know if you'd officially call it a blowout, but it's not close.
I think that might be another one of my get over it's is getting over the Dallas Cowboy and Jerry Jones as the owner of that team. That's something I got to get over because it's just Oh my God, Chicago scored 47 points against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, I can't believe it. I just was flipping through the scores. 27-17. Arizona won at Dallas.
Yep.
The house of Jerry. Guess what? You wasted your money, dude. That's why I don't even invest in that team anymore. It's like, why bother? It's just, but in terms of the world of college
You love
football,
dreaming about what could be, I suppose.
nah. My realm really is college football because I enjoy the drama. I enjoy the playoff debates and stuff. This what's happening in the NFL just doesn't hit here.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got somebody new on the Twitch side. Hey, Dark Sage 9117. To be frank, I love ESPN's meltdown that Alabama is not number one, but SEC is superior to the Big Ten. I really would want Alabama lose to Florida State. These are the same people who last year were Notre Dame shills. Then when Notre Dame got blown out, as basically said, well, see, we're not wrong because we did not know they would lose.
Uh-huh.
I agree. It's well said.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm with you.
I do. I tell you, I think some of the people in the chat have also bashed about ESPN, what it's done to damage all sports, not just college football. And then they shill and then they hype one player or one team. I mean, knowing that they're deficient, but they always cover themselves. They know
somehow.
how to shovel that manure. Hey, Dub Bears. Buddy said that the best Jerry Jones is Stephen A. Smith next to him in the Skybox all night. Wow. Yeah, that's what you do. See, that goes with ESPN. You suck up to all the personalities, get all their influence and all that stuff to try to shape their opinion and promo and all that stuff. I don't know. I gave up on ESPN a long time ago. The only thing that's good is that they're televising sports. Frankly, half the time I like to mute the TV and not even listen to the commentators and the announcers anymore because they're just so stupid. I think I would call a game with JT or any of you guys out there any day. I think we'd all do a lot better. So,
well, when they put Tom Brady on Fox for the Lions game, I was kind of like,
yeah,
we can just mute this now.
And this is they're biased towards the SEC. Seems how they're golden goose. But then they want because they have the ABC contract with the SEC. They're going to push for them all the time. So I agree. Everybody else's redheaded stepchild, Notre Dame. Yeah, unless they're red. Yeah, they favor Notre Dame and everything else. Oh, small time can't handle Romo. I couldn't handle him as a damn Dallas quarterback. I like this guy with a goofball. Slap that damn smirk off his face, but. Well, JT, let's say goodnight. Folks, everybody, thanks for being here tonight. We'll be here next Tuesday night again. Appreciate your support. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate everybody staying up late at night. If it's early, whatever it is. But thank you, folks. We'll be back next Tuesday night and for more sports. JT, any last thoughts?
Nope. Tomorrow I will be on with Dave C at 9 p.m. Eastern. So after you're done here with Wes Cagle and co, feel free to check us out.
After I'm done with Wes Cagle.
Yeah. So that's where I'll be hanging out tomorrow night.
Yep.
So that's all I've got on the agenda for now.
All right. Well, folks, thank you for your support. Thank you. Like I said, I've got to get some tweets out. I got more shows this week. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. is with Wes Cagle. Go West Dadman. Thursday could be a surprise. So just be watching Twitter on Thursday. And then Saturday night.
Are you declaring your candidacy for president of the United States?
Well, maybe.
I mean, you're telling people to tune in on Thursday. Big surprise.
I might name my running mate at that time.
Oh.
Yeah. We got JT interested. On Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, after I put Ang on a plane and all this stuff, I will have the great Southern Belle coming on. We're going to be talking about a number of things that she wants to talk about and probably even some Tennessee football. She's one of our good volunteer fans out there. So look for another chilling with on Saturday night. and watch the Twitter. And that's Saturday night at 9, one of the rare weekend night streams that I do. All right. On that note, everybody, y'all have a wonderful night. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for being here, and thank you for all your support, and for everybody.
What?
Just wrong. Just wrong. I might have to address that then. Everybody have a good one. We'll catch you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, all.
I know the stream's not ended. I keep pushing the button and it flashes back and doesn't let me end it.
Uh-oh, folks. I guess you get more of us.
Okay, there we go. I think.